All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Deeper Conversations with me, your host, Matthew Silvers. We are here joined today with Chad Remy, who I've known from TikTok for a very long time. So I'm glad to have you. Hello. How are you
Hello, hello.
doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing
Good.
wonderful. I'm so
Good.
excited to be here.
Yes. So we did start talking a little bit before, and I was very vague when I just thought of this thought, because you were saying your life was uneventful. However, I watch your Instagram story, whatever. And I have noticed something that I think is funny, and this is bad, and I wanted to talk about it on this podcast anyway, so we might as well just go for it.
Let's put it all out there.
I have embarrassingly, the fact that I still go to this gym is astronomical. I have given my number to too many people in that gym. Um, if you ask me how many I talk to, the answer is zero. Um, and it is not on my own accord, by the way, just to put that out there. But I saw your Instagram story maybe like a week ago, and you were like, how dare I look so cute and my gym crush is not
Crush
here?
not be there. Absolutely. If I'm getting dolled up and I am looking cute as a button, my gym crush better see me squatting and thrusting. That's all I'm saying.
I have just started doing hip thrusts. And
Yes,
I'm
they're game
that
changers. They really are. Yeah.
game changers. I like my physique is getting crazy.
We love
And
that.
yeah, it's like wild. And I posted on my Instagram story like the third day that I was doing hip thrusts, and I have become a very openly like sexual person, just a little bit, like just a little devious. I wouldn't
Yeah, we
really
like a
say
little
like,
taste
yeah,
of it.
but I was
Absolutely.
like,
As you should. That's empowering.
I posted on my story doing hip thrusts, and I was like, y'all doing these hip thrusts make me think of something. And that's all I said. And I like with the devil emoji. They make you feel like so confident and so strong.
It's the
And
best feeling. It's the best feeling. It
yeah,
really is. And especially like in those moments when, there's usually one or two boys that you're eyeing it out, like, and you're working out for you. Don't get it twisted. But
heck
if
yeah.
there's an audience, there's an audience,
Listen, there's
It's
a reason it's called motivation. Like,
that's right. Normani said it.
um, how does one, somebody once was like, peeping Toms is a gross word, which
Mm,
agreed, like, peeping Tom's not a great word. I don't love it.
yeah,
Are you a
absolutely not.
looker? You're
Oh,
not.
so there's a strategy to it. Yeah, yes and no.
Okay. I live there.
I
It's
definitely
bad.
peep the scene, but you know how gyms always have like mirrors on mirrors on mirrors, and you can look through like 13 mirrors before you see someone? Yes, it's diversion. So you're looking at them, but you're not looking at them. And that's the whole strategy. And now that you have a mask on, you're 50% covered. Like that's a whole nother ball
Where do
game.
you go to the
I go to
gym?
Blink Fitness.
Okay, I don't know if is that the one with like the arm as the symbol
Yes.
as the gym.
Wait,
Oh
no, I think you're thinking like Planet Fitness.
no, I
Blink
go to
is just
Planet
like,
Fitness.
isn't that the one with the arm?
Is it?
Or Gold's Gym. Gold's Gym is the one with the
Oh,
arm.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Blink is just like a couple dots.
Okay. Do
It's
you
like
have
the
Sorry. Do you have TVs and like on the machines,
so I
or are they
don't
just on the
do
wall?
cardio. Neither. I
Okay.
haven't noticed any TVs. I don't do cardio. I am very
Okay.
solely into
Well,
like the
so
lifting world.
yeah, so I have mirrors in my gym, but on every machine there's a TV. And
Okay.
you have the power to turn this is so bad. You
Mhm.
have the power to turn the TV off.
Uh-huh.
And of course, if you turn the TV off,
You get
you see
reflection.
everything behind you.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
get on the
Okay.
gym. My gym's on the second floor. I stand on this so bad. I stand on the treadmill that is closest to the stairs. So I turn the TV off, and anybody that walks up that stair, I can see. And it's
Boys
so
in
bad.
mirror appear cuter than seen.
It's so bad. And like I started this TikTok series. I have a bad habit on TikTok of like starting series and like not finishing them. Um,
Not following through.
but yeah, which is weird. It's like unlike me, but I was like, I just got to stick to like content like in the moment. But there's an apartment complex right across from me. And I have a person across from me that I am like acquaintances with. So I walked over there once. You can't see a single thing in my apartment, even if there's a light on. I can
Okay.
see every person's kitchen,
All the
a bunch of
happenings.
people's bedrooms. It's
That is
bad.
a people watcher's dream right there.
Which is what I love. I feel like I'm in like some sort of like Netflix movie. Like I would love to see like a Netflix. It would probably end up being like a serial killer movie, but like
Yeah, it seems
I
like
would
the
love
perfect
to.
plot for
Yeah, but like
that.
I don't know. Like it could be like cute and romantic. Like I'm low-key like one of those people who would totally grab sticky notes and just like,
Yeah. Oh my God, the boy from 13B, something
oh
like
my
that.
god, right?
That's
Okay,
a
write
rom
that
com.
down.
Okay.
I love. Are you a fan of rom-coms?
I'm a fan of action, thriller, horror, and comedy.
Okay.
Rom-coms are like I don't fall into that Hallmark streak. I think it's just like
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little too much.
it's just too much and it's predictable. I like movies that like truly throw me in for a loop. Like I want to be
Yeah.
confused, dazed, like
Do you have a
bombarded.
favorite?
So I love have you ever seen Hot Summer Nights? It's with
No.
Timothy Chalamet and it's based in Cape Cod.
Oh
It's an
no.
A24 film and it's absolutely excellent.
Okay.
And I don't want to give away the plot, but like it's a whole lot of nothing that leads up to this like one super massive like shift or dynamic like change in the show or in the movie.
Yeah.
And it is your brain is boggled, you have no idea what's going on,
Well,
and like
there's
the whole ending is just chaos.
I have so many thoughts on that. First of all, just to put this out there, I don't know why I'm going to put it out there just to be hated, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Don't
My
even say it.
sister
Don't
and
say
I
it.
listen. My sister and I were talking. We have different types. Timothy Chalamet is not that attractive.
Oh, we're gonna have to revoke your gay card right now. You're gonna have to
He's
give it
not that
up. So.
attractive. I
No
have
way.
issues. I have
He
issues.
is king. He is king.
Which is weird because I feel like I have like if it were anybody else that wasn't Timothy Chalamet, I'd probably be like he's so cute. But of course,
So Army Hammer.
I don't like nobody can see that. I wasn't gonna talk. I didn't know if I should talk about it on this podcast, but like, but you know what the funny thing is? My sister and I again because we were talking about Call Me by Your Name.
Uh-huh.
And
An excellent movie.
disagree.
Oh my God, you cannot disagree
so
that
many flaws in that movie.
the filming technique is absolutely incredible.
I'm not saying the film itself isn't cinematically like incredible. I'm
stunning.
saying, yeah, but like, and Army Hammer's not attractive.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Army Hammer's not. He has a name that is a cleaning product.
Yeah, and he's not even sponsored by them.
No, it's Arm and Hammer. Which every time I hear his name, I hear the brand because most people don't say like they don't enunciate it. They're just like Arm and Hammer. Yeah. Like it sounds just like him, and it's crazy. But yeah, he's not cute.
Yeah. But I think that's why Timothy, like steals the show.
Yeah. Well, for sure.
Oh,
like in that movie, yeah. Okay, well, there's like two people in that movie. It's both of them. I don't know. Well, because like, see, okay. Oh my God, I love this. I'm the reverse. Now, I love everything that you said besides horror, which is something I want to get behind. But I've always said that, no, I'm a very self-independent person. Sometimes you just got to have that person. I want to do horror, but I want someone as a boyfriend to be there to do it with me that likes it. So that way, just like
you can like lean into
like
it.
A
Absolutely.
block,
I know.
block away.
Yeah.
But I love Hallmark movies. And I oddly love the predictability about I cry at every single one and I know the ending. Everybody does. They get married. Plot twist.
Yes.
Plot twist. God, they get engaged, they get married, they start dating. One of the three.
That is like, it's like a straight person's dream.
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Massachusetts.
He says
I'm in New York City now.
Yeah, I know. He says as he's not that small town boy moving to the big city. Get out of here! I'm calling you out. You are a Hallmark
but these
movie.
dreams are gonna come true.
Oh,
I am not a Hallmark movie. Absolutely not. I got depth. I got plot. My life is twisted, and you won't even see what's coming next.
But there are some Hallmark-esque type movies that are very plot twisty.
Name one.
The ones that Netflix makes. Their
Oh my
Christmas
God. Like
movies.
the Magnolia
Have you
one.
seen Sweet Magnolias?
That was so bad. That was literally,
that
was like probably I think that was one of the worst.
That is one of my favorite TV shows I've ever seen.
No. Oh my God. That was one of the worst shows ever. Like of all time.
Did we watch the same show?
The one where it's like,
how much did you see of it? All of it? There's no way.
It's the one where like
twist at the end. Are you kidding me?
Okay. I don't know if we're talking about the same one.
It has the girl who looks just like, oh God, Amy Adams in it. Hold on. Who's in it? Have you ever seen Drop Dead Diva?
Drop Dead Diva.
10 out of 10 recommend, by the way.
Wait, did you say like, Midnight at the Magnolia?
No.
Oh.
What is that?
Sweet Magnolias.
Sweet Magnolias. Have you seen it? On Netflix. It's a Netflix TV show.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that is the one. That was so bad, girl.
This one?
Yes, that was so bad. Oh my gosh.
Did you watch it all?
Every scene is an outro. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
don't avoid the question.
The sombersome music. The like, oh my God. It's like so cheesy. It's like you can tell they're not even friends. Like they're just actors playing these roles. Like
I just want everyone to know. I want everyone to know I know the prop master on that show. And he has told me all of the things. And that is completely false. They got along really well. So I believe it. It's just because have you seen any of them in anything else? The one girl I know from Bridesmaids.
Yes, the one from Bridesmaids.
And then the other one from Drop Dead Diva, which again, if you haven't seen and you like Law and Order.
Zoe
and
from Zoe 101. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like a weird plot to the show.
Yeah. Yeah, very just like dropped in.
I don't know how I feel about Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love Zoe 101, but like
iconic for our time, truly.
Yeah. Now I'm like, do you go back and revisit it? How does one feel? How does a Chad Remy feel about reboots?
Like rewatching old shows or like
no, like the reboot of the show.
Oh my God.
Like they brought back Grace and Frankie. Roseanne.
I don't think reboots are for the same people, if that makes sense. Like I think reboots, the purpose of reboots are to come in and stir up the same emotion or like create a similar narrative for the next generation. It's not for the same people who like used to watch it, because I think there's like a special connection you have with like the actors, the time, especially like the time the actors are that age, that you've already missed the ballpark once that's kind of gone through. But I'm definitely pro a reboot if it's something like worthwhile. Like Boy Meets World Part 2 didn't do it for me.
Girl Meets World was very strange. Yes, I watched every episode.
It was too Disney.
Yes, I cried. There was an episode about bullying, and I was like, I can't handle this. I was like,
I can't do this.
But I love. This wouldn't be tea 4 weeks ago. I love Sabrina Carpenter. I
love Sabrina Carpenter. I'm obsessed. Hottest in the room. Oh my God. They're looking at me. My favorite, most played song of 2020. Not even kidding you.
The one from Work It on Netflix.
I don't know. I thought
it's called Look at Me Now. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They looking at me, dun, dun. Yes.
I be tumbling to that song. I be in the gym.
Oh my God.
So good.
It's on my gym playlist.
Okay.
Absolutely. I have a gym playlist called Hottest in the Room. So if you,
please, her title album, Sabrina Carpenter. It was called Evolution. Saved my, I don't know how old you are, my senior year of high school. Saved my life.
It was the rebirth for you.
That's how old I was.
Iconic. We love that. That's the whole point of artistry.
Shadows. Oh my God. Run and Hide. Her version, oh my God, her version of Sign of the Times is incredible.
Oh, she has the range for that, to like really get those like soft notes in. Yeah. Also, Skin.
Yes.
Can we just for a moment?
Yeah. Listen, I am not one for negativity, drama, any of that. I don't know if it's a publicity stunt. Sometimes as an outsider, it is fun to look at. I don't listen, like, I love it. I don't think it's her best. I think it's like fun and like interesting to think about.
I don't think the responses of any songs are usually better than the originals.
No.
Like usually the call outs are always going to be like the shining story. But my thing is if an artist is going to come at someone in some capacity, and I'm not saying Olivia Rodrigo did, because she definitely didn't. She just kind of like mentioned her off, like one off.
Agree. Why can't I see, I disagree. She literally said blonde girl. And I was like, how hard is, like, it takes 2 seconds.
But she didn't say anything negative. She just said like, I'll never be that blonde girl.
Neither did she. She didn't just, she didn't even say Olivia's name. Like, she was like, I do want to say her line about like rhyming with blonde. I was like,
rhyming with blonde. Like that's,
I was like, she wasn't trying to rhyme anyways. So like
she's saying, okay, but I think the thing about Sabrina Carpenter, and I love her to death, is that she was like, you can't get under my skin. Don't try to get under my skin. And she was like, girl, the song really, like, Driver's License isn't really about her when you think about it. It's about him, right? And it's the whole perspective. It's like Sabrina Carpenter is a part of it. Yeah, and he came out with a song that was like lie, 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 and I just thought that was.
He said it was before all of. He recorded that before.
He said that. Yeah, he said that, but. Who knows?
Joshua, people are out here wilding, simping over people who aren't doing attractive.
Most.
Joshua literally. Bassett is not cute.
Yeah.
The guy who plays, did you see that show?
What?
The High School Musical, the series?
No, not really.
Okay. The kid I just love High School Musical. And so like, I was like, I have to. And the original was actually incredible. P.S. All I want is a better song than Driver's License. I love that song.
That's a bold take because that song
is
hit.
By the way,
that was a moment.
Yeah. But the kid who plays Sharpay is cuter than Joshua Bassett.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for real.
In the musical?
For real. I don't want to say too much. I don't know how old they are. I think they're but like, I mean, and you can be cute underage, but like anyways. Do you think Driver's License is overrated?
No, I think it was like the cultural reset of the moment. Because I think not only was it relatable, which is what a lot of like really incredible songs do, but the way that she was storytelling felt super authentic to her. And as that kind of being like one of the bigger songs of her time, or like the first release of her own music, I don't know, like you could feel the heartbreak, you could really feel the emotions, and it was really easy to kind of put yourself into those shoes, especially coming from a small town. I think there's those moments where you kind of like plop into it. And so you hear it and you feel it and you take from it. And I think at this time, like during the pandemic, everyone is like a little sad, you know, like the world's not the same that it was. And so when you have a sad song that really hits, like it's going to blow up. And it did. It blew up exactly the way that I like anticipated it would kind of go off. And I don't think it was overrated. Not the biggest. My roommate is a huge Taylor Swift stan.
I love Taylor Swift. She's my favorite artist. However, Driver's License hits different. Driver's License hits different. We're just going all the controversial opinions that I have today. Driver's License hits different than Folklore or Evermore. I like it better than any song, probably except for like No Body, No Crime. I'm a big advocate for like pop songs, like good, like, and Adele songs hit. Here's why. Driver's License and any Adele song has a really good beat. I feel as though Folklore and Evermore is like 32-ish tracks of all of the same song. They all like hitting the same moment. Pretty much the same.
Yeah. And like with an album, you want like a central theme, but you have to like hit ranges that kind of like touch on different things. And I agree. It felt like
you can't tell me that there's any fast song in Folklore except for Betty. Betty's the best song ever.
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. And didn't they release that one as a single beforehand? Did
No, I
they?
think the only one they did was, what was it? Cardigan?
I
Or
can't
was that
remember.
Evermore? It was one of them.
Yeah.
Is there a song you wish that didn't do so hot that you wish was driver's license status?
Honestly, Looking at Me by Sabrina Carpenter. We already touched on it, but I'm not kidding you. In one day, I listened to it 100 times.
I'll go
like
back to
on
her
repeat.
because I like, again, Olivia Rodrigo's great. I think Sabrina Carpenter is probably one of the most underrated artists.
I think she's like top tier above Madison Beer and like
I
trailing
agree.
towards the
And I
Ariana
love
Grande
Madison
category.
Beer.
Yeah, me too.
Same,
Like baby
same.
hits, but she's going towards the Ariana Grande category for sure.
She
Without
is.
a doubt.
She hits vocals that are just like, and she makes music that's incredible. Her lyrics are also like very like, that's why Evolution hit,
Very
because
real.
it's called Evolution, and like I was going through a pivotal time in my life.
Relatable content.
Yes, and she has Thumbs, which is an overplayed song by her. I'm not obsessed with that song, but there's a line in it where it literally says, there's a robber in a bank. And the bank robbed the people. So the people robbed the bank, but the cops came in and they let the people rob the bank because they all are working to get paid the very same. And that line, I was like, I gotta just live out my life, because we're all going to be paying, like basically working to do the same thing, paying whatever. So like, I'm going to do something that I love. Pushing 20. So good. Have you heard her new like albums or like?
No.
Do it. What?
Okay, we'll get on it.
Yeah, heck yeah. After this call, we'll just like play Sabrina Carpenter music. Have you seen her live?
No. Oh my gosh, no. I wish. I got put on Sabrina Carpenter very, very late in the game. Like during pandemic times. So really excited for the world to open up again.
Yes, she is an incredible performer. I got to hear Pushing 20 live for the first time. Hadn't even been released. She played it at our concert for the first time. Crazy energy. Her outfits.
I'm here for that. Yes.
And she just did. It was like such low key. It was at Universal Studios. It was so low key and it was so fun. And she just puts on a good show. And I'm mad that she's like my age.
She's a natural performer. Truly.
Yes. She's also gorgeous. Like there are some people out in the world. I have a list that I would be bisexual for. She is one of those people.
It's like you don't know if you like want to kiss her or be her.
Yes. Or be like her, but I wouldn't be her best friend. But like not while she's dating Joshua Back. She could have done so much better. She still can't. They won't end up together. I'm sorry about it.
For sure.
Like for sure. Okay. So back to, I kind of want to go back to the movie thing.
Okay.
Is there a movie? So yeah, how old are you?
I am 23.
Okay, as a 23-year-old, because we're about the same age. As a 23-year-old, is there a movie that you say in front of people where you're like, I've never seen that, where people flip out? I have a couple.
I feel like that has happened, but I can't think of any off the top.
I've never seen
but
Die
there's
Hard.
Definitely like classic movies.
Yeah, I've never seen Die Hard, Matrix.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow. Are they like actively you're trying to avoid them?
No.
Or just
I
like
just
not
like
high
haven't
enough on
pushed
the
myself
list?
to watch them.
Yeah.
But I want to.
I feel that way about Kill Bill. Have you seen the Kill Bill series?
No.
Yeah. People say it's a classic and I'm like,
yeah, people love it.
Is it though?
There's one thing that I have not seen that everybody is mad about me for not seeing. I've also never seen, what is that Nicholas Sparks movie? Never seen that one, which is weird because I love romantic comedies. I don't think it's really a comedy, but it's just like romantic. Is it the one with Miley? I think it's the one with Miley, not the last song. You don't know what I'm talking about? The Notebook. I've never seen The Notebook.
You've never seen The Notebook?
No.
With Ryan Reynolds?
No. I know.
That's like the rom-com.
I cry at everything, so I'm like waiting for a day where I'm like, I gotta watch it because I'm sad.
Yeah, I don't know if you should watch that when you're sad. I feel like that's gonna catapult you into like a deep, deep
Okay,
sadness.
maybe not then.
Yeah, I feel like you got to do that on like an up day because then it'll just bring you to like meh.
That's so funny. I've never seen Harry Potter before, which is
Any of them.
any of them.
Wow.
Which is like
That's
I'm
bold. That's
dying.
bold.
It's a bold statement. I'm dying to, but I'm such a romantic. It's absolutely ridiculous. Where I have gotten
You need
this
someone to watch them.
far in my life where I'm like, that could be like our
Mhm.
thing. Like they'll watch it with me. And like, I don't know if they'll like it, but like we get to watch it together for the first time. Like, take my
Yeah, but it'll
Harry
be
Potter
your first time.
virginity.
But the odds of it being someone else's first time are gonna be very rare. And the more you wait,
But
the more
like,
rare it's
hopefully they'll
gonna
be like a
be.
fan of it and be like, you've never seen it. Like, I'm going to show you these movies or like something.
Okay.
Same with American
Okay.
Horror Story. I've never seen a single episode. I've seen the first episode of the first season. I get
Oh my
scared
God.
so easy. And the
It's
first
so good.
people are like, it's not
so
scary.
good.
I watched the first episode of Murder House and wanted to die.
Mhm.
I was like, this is
That's like the best
awful.
season too.
Another person we sipping over that's not cute. I'm sorry. And maybe I just haven't seen him in a range of things where he's
Don't
actually
say it.
attractive.
Don't say
Evan
it. Don't
Peters
say
is
it.
not
Is-
cute.
Incorrect. He is beautiful. Oh my God. He has range. He has sustenance. He has
However,
value.
are you a Marvel fan?
Yeah. Well, decently.
Okay.
Marvel over DC.
Pietro, who
Mhm.
is played by Evan Peters, I think in that he's cute.
Okay. Yeah.
But like
I
him
think
in
he's cute in
Murder
every
House-
role.
Okay, all right. Sue me. Who are your celebrity crushes? Because like my sister and I have different types. She likes the guy who plays Aquaman. He's not cute.
Oh,
Jason
yes.
Momoa. Don't
He's
like
hunky.
him. Donald
Yeah.
Glover.
Oh,
Don't like him.
really?
As a person, of course. Like, yeah,
Childish-
like his roles are
Childish
cool, his roles are
Gambino's so
great.
cute. He's so cute.
But yeah.
My crushes, I mean, we already kind of talked to them. Timothy Chalamet will like be the
Just
supreme.
came
I'm in
through.
New York, like we're from New York City now. So I'm still waiting for the day I run into him on the streets. Like that's
he
the
live there?
dream for me. Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. Good for me for the day. I trap him.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Is he old enough? Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, I think he's 2
Oh,
years older than me.
Okay. That
Yeah.
man is 25 years old. That man is a
Yeah.
boy child.
Boy child. That man's a boy child.
That is a boy child. That's funny.
Yeah.
Mine is always, I don't think I've never said this like publicly, I don't think. My celebrity crush has always, will forever be Reese Witherspoon. I watch
Okay.
everything that she's in. We were just talking about this before. Legally Blonde is my favorite movie of all time. Of all time. Literally.
Did you do
of
her
all time.
TikTok challenge?
Not
Did you see
yet.
that yesterday?
I got banned from TikTok for 7 days.
Oh, what did she do?
Everybody on my podcast should already know this. I posted very raunchy photos on Instagram, loving my body, which is crazy because I never do anything like that. And so I wanted to do like a cute like collage of them on TikTok. They didn't like the
easy
one.
way to get
They didn't-
banned.
Easy way to get banned.
Especially as a gay man. Like straight men can do it on there, but when you're gay, all of a sudden it's off the table.
Well, especially a straight man that doesn't necessarily like in the zone of having abs yet. Like
Mhm.
they don't like me. Like I'm just like I'm down the
The
totem pole.
algorithm's anti.
They don't like me. As long as I'm crying on camera, they're like, give them views. Do you get the views? I'm like, I can't just be an emotional wreck. Like I get it. Like I'm emotional all the time, but like it can't be my brand. Like,
Are you a Pisces?
No. What are you? Wait, I just did a
Yes.
podcast with somebody. Are you? Oh my god.
Huh?
Wait, that's April. April?
No, I said guess.
Oh, guess.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I've seen this? Are you a Cancer?
Mm-mm.
No. You're a Scorpio.
But I'm in that family. That's right, baby.
For real, okay.
Scorpio
Well,
for days.
September. I don't know too much about astrology.
November. The very end. I'm like one of
Okay.
the last days. I'm a cusp Scorpio, the 20th.
Do you know Whitney Cummings?
Huh?
Do you know Whitney Cummings?
Mm-mm.
Okay, stand-up comedian. Love her. She has a podcast. She doesn't do astrology shit. However, she says like the traumas and things like that are based around, I love it, are based around when you're born.
Your
So
traumas
because-
are based around when you're
Because
born?
you were born close to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You were born like around a national holiday.
Yeah, I
Like,
was also conceived on a national holiday. I'm a Valentine's Day baby. Most Scorpios are.
come through. Come through. Love that. Can't get more romantic than that. More cliche, I guess. Yeah, that's okay. A Scorpio. You think I'm a
That's right.
Pisces?
Huh?
What do you think I am? Like for real?
You're not a Pisces or a Cancer?
I'm a Cancer. That's me.
Oh, you are a
All
Cancer.
the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm
I knew you had to be water. You said emotional, and my mind went immediately to Pisces or
yeah.
Cancer. So
Yeah. I've said this on another podcast. I don't need to reiterate it. However, I don't believe much of astrology. The only two things that I know about my sign that are very accurate are that I'm emotional, I'm a great kisser, and period.
Is that something about Cancers?
Yeah, they're really good in bed.
Apparently, yes.
Yes. That
You
is not a
stand.
scientific fact, or that is not like that's not a me fact. That
I
was
didn't know
like a
the
Google
stars
thing.
did that for you.
Well, you know, God. Well, there was that TikTok thing that was like put in your sign, like can't or like something like your sign and then what you're good at or something, and then like the first one for Cancers is like are good in bed. So I mean,
Love
I
that
don't
for
really
you.
know. I can't test that out. Well, I guess I could, but imagine if you did a
I'm
study.
like, technically you can.
You're just calling all Cancers. We need to figure this out. Like
Cancers unite.
oh my God, that's so funny. I want to know like compatibility and things like that. Speaking of opposites, not compatibility, I'm obsessed. If you're not watching this on YouTube and you're listening, I'm wearing red and you're wearing blue. You look like an angel. I look like the devil, and I'm here for it.
Ooh, that's right.
it.
We got the halo. We got the back glow.
But speaking of, oh my God, yes.
Keep that
Come
energy.
through. Where's that from?
One of my friends actually made it. Jace Vegas. Yeah, he makes he makes masks and shirts and hoodies. Very cool.
Speaking of style, I wrote this down because I wanted to talk about it. Because I'm a little mad. I mean, yours is very different than what I want to go for. Because listen, one of my like first celebrity crushes that I feel like was always my celebrity crush, but I never knew about it because I didn't know I was gay for a very long time, which is very embarrassing. Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I thought you were talking about YouTube Fred.
No, ew. Oh my God. No.
I literally had a heart attack. Y'all couldn't see it, but my jaw dropped to the floor. I was like, hey.
Definitely not. No, Fred from that man is so attractive and
from the live action.
The most type of my type. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. From the animated version.
The cartoon?
Oh, I love whoever plays. Everybody knows his name. I don't know his name. I always forget. But him and, I mean, I'll take either. Like the one from the live action is fine as hell. But like the animated version. So here's what I'm getting at. I want to bring back the ascot. I love ascots. People are like, just do it.
Yeah.
People, and I look up ascots. They look different on Amazon. But people are like, just use a bandana. So this is what I'm getting at. I'm obsessed with your bandanas.
I have.
How many do you have?
Oh my God. At one time I had like pushing 40 different ones. There's like different textures, styles. There's like square ones that are a little bit longer. There's even ones that come like pre-stitched. So you actually, it comes already made and you just tie the back. I love bandanas. Not only do I not have to do my hair in the morning, but it's the perfect accessory. It's like the best accessory that you could have, in my personal opinion. I
think I could pull off an ascot. Me and a bandana might not work. Like my hair looks like this.
Well, you can wear it down here. You can pull it down to the neck. You can put it on your arm. I mean, It used to be like a whole thing in the gay community, depending on where you put it and what color you had.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of history in the gay culture with bandanas. And I don't know, I think it's a piece of history that I definitely don't do like the whole coding of it all, but I think it's cool to kind of remember like how it used to be and kind of tie that into my current fashion.
Amen. I'm obsessed with your hair as well.
Thank you. I just got a cut. Shout out Harari.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get an exclusive. I saw your Instagram story today. You said you've
Yes.
never done a fun color. Are we getting a fun color? Are you doing something
Oh,
soon?
yes, there's something in the works down the line. It was the chronology was the haircut first, then
Love.
the bleach, and then the color. So
Gotcha.
I'm definitely trying to do something fun with it.
Your natural's brown?
So it's technically blonde, but in the
Oh,
winter
okay.
it gets really dark because
Yeah.
I haven't left my house in a long time.
Yeah.
And so the sun
Listen,
doesn't really find me.
we should.
She said, "Girl, where you at?"
As you should though. Like, good for you. For
Yeah.
not, fucking up the world more.
Yeah, I
Um,
think, the world's already pretty fucked up. I don't need to add to the mix.
yeah, definitely not. Okay. I mean, we could do. Let's get into something more serious. I got a couple.
Okay, I'm here for that.
Um, how? First of all, let me ask you, what in this current moment, which, oh yeah, what in this current moment are you looking for?
In
Just so
life,
we
in
know,
love,
in love.
in love. In this current moment,
I hope
I
you
don't
say
know.
the
I think
cheesiest thing. I've like that's what I'm waiting for.
the cheesiest thing. I
Yeah.
think, I don't know. You said you saw my Instagram story and someone asked what it is that I look for in a partner. And I definitely think I like a lot of like mirrored aspects, like the things that are important to me I also try to like resemble myself. So like creativity, honesty, loyalty, being like real with someone from the jump, like I think that is so wildly attractive. I have never had a type, whether it's like
Yeah.
age, race, body size, like mentality. I'm definitely like an equal opportunity lover,
Love
but
that.
I think it's more of just like a feeling I get when I'm around someone. And I think when I feel that and I know that, that's when I try to like make it into something more sustainable or more long term.
Yeah. I need you to coin that, and because I want to buy something I want to buy a sweatshirt that says equal opportunity
Equal
lover.
opportunity
If
lover.
you don't
Isn't that
write that down and
incredible?
literally do that, I will literally. Did you come up with that just
We
now?
No, it's on an episode of Pose, Angel, between Angel and
I love
um,
that show.
isn't that incredible?
It
Like
is
so
like one
incredible.
of the best shows.
Yeah. So
I'm
Poppy
like,
was
I try to
talking
get
to
my sisters
Angel
to
about
watch, and
it.
they're like, I don't think I'm gonna love it. And I'm like, I don't care if you like
You
it. It's
will.
important to watch. Like,
Yeah. And you'll
go
love
watch.
it. The cinematic value, like the incredible cast has really like
Yes.
pushed the bounds and taken something that was like kind of hidden to the world, especially the
Yeah.
straight world, and really just like amplified it on a mass scale and like did so while still holding the integrity of like what that was, like what
Netflix is
ballroom is.
coming through with their diversity
Mm-hmm.
and their accuracy. I have seen like
Yeah.
3 shows now where they literally show somebody's grinder profile.
Yeah. Love
I'm
that.
like,
Have you
okay,
seen
that's real.
Vice recently released a show, and I actually don't want to say recently, I think it was actually like a year or two ago, called My House, and it dives deep into the ballroom scene, and it follows the House of Mugler, an independent walker,
Wow.
and a bunch of individual BIPOC trans people, and through their journey, and it's all through the New York ballroom scene. It is so incredible. It like dives deep into each individual, the drama between the houses, and in such an authentic way. It even follows like one of the hosts who does all of the speaking. So what
Yeah.
Billy Ray Porter does, like, oh, kills it.
Is that his
So
middle
good.
name?
Definitely would recommend, huh?
Is that his middle name?
I think so.
I love
Unless I
that.
just made that up.
Unless you think of
Why
Bailey
not?
Ray Cyrus and you just combine 2 names.
I could have very well done it. It's the
I'm dead.
dyslexia for me.
Stop. That's so funny. Oh no, I was gonna ask you something based off of that. Oh, when did you move to New York? That was
I
so high
moved to New
pitched.
York in July. So during the pandemic,
Wait, we
actually.
moved in the same month.
Did we really?
Crazy. Look at us go.
Wig. No way.
Okay, so like how's that been? Tell us a little bit about that. Like how has that
Yeah.
moving into one of the bigger hit cities during a pandemic?
Yeah, it's definitely at first it was like a little daunting and scary, but I had talked about moving to New York for a few years, and my roommate, who is my best friend from high school, their lease was coming to an end, and they were looking for a new apartment. And we sat down one day, and they were like, "Listen, I really think you should move to New York. Like, I think the timing is right. Like, everything is working out." And I was going through a lot personally, and within my relationship as well. And so I found kind of like an exit strategy in a way where I felt the need to kind of reinvent myself or start over and kind of leave my small town behind. And I recently saw this TikTok actually this morning that was like this girl saying this quote, and it was, if you want to reinvent yourself, you have to move away from the place that you invented yourself.
Tell me how I literally just saw that TikTok like an hour ago.
Isn't it so much? Like, I listened to it 3 times through, and I was like, that is absolutely 1,000%
Like, this is why you have to leave your
true.
hometown. And I said,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
It's the environment. The environment creates the person.
No offense. I don't know what you're doing.
There's no growth.
When someone's
There's
like,
no growth.
When someone says, I'm a native, I'm like, of what? Of what?
Of where? She said,
this is
where?
my 6th state that I've lived in. And like, I can't even imagine living in one place. It would stress me out.
Yeah.
Now,
no,
if
absolutely.
I was in a place that I loved, like, I don't know about you in New York City, but like, I would probably stay for a while.
Yeah.
Like, if I loved the place,
I definitely love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love New York City. I think of my entire like future in a 3 to 5 year plan. I never think kind of longer than that, because where I'm going to be in 3 years mentally, physically, emotionally, I have no way of planning.
If I imagine what
truly.
I'm going to eat next week, I want to explode. So the fact that you can go
seriously
5 years in the future, like,
yeah, it's like, how can someone do that? And so for me, it's like, whenever I find something I love, so let's take New York, for example. I moved here. I'm obsessed. I never want to leave this. And that's a lot for me to say, because like every time I'm somewhere, I'm like, I can go somewhere else. Let me do
anybody contemplates going to New York, the answer is yes.
The answer is most certainly try.
I have been 4 times, 5 times. I chose Denver because I just figured that the pandemic, I don't know, the whole pandemic situation was the real reason I chose Denver, because I felt like there might have been like more to do, even though I still don't go out, like there might be more to do. But New York was like kind of my number one. It is insane. I know some people don't feel that way, but when I go, there is something about it. I stand there, I feel like the most powerful person in the world. I feel like I can do anything, and I feel like I can be anyone. And by anyone, I mean like literally my authentic self. So like New York is insane. If you're ever contemplating going, please do it. Like, money aside,
it's the main character energy. That's what like New York breeds. It breeds the like, you are the main character. You put your headphones in, you have Sabrina Carpenter playing, you are strutting your runway, and the world is literally yours. Like, on a subway platform at any given time, I will be plummeting down. Like, I am a CEO, and I am like my own individual, you know, and that is the New York vibe. That's the scene.
You wouldn't, oh my God, when I go back to New York City and I get on a subway and that song is playing.
Yeah, you better strut. You better work.
I'm not, do you have social anxiety?
No.
I don't either. Yeah. I sing in public. I don't care how I sound. I love it. I dance in public.
Correct.
I haven't told this story. First time Lover came out. Didn't realize that I like forgot she was dropping a new album. Love Taylor, whatever. Didn't know what it was about. Cool. Mm-hmm. Got off the plane. It had been dropped. And I was shaking. I was like, oh my God. That album is, I think, probably her best album. Again, controversial opinion. It is so good. I love it. But I listened to it the first time in New York, and like 4 of those songs are about streets and things in New York. Mm-hmm. Obsessed. I was singing Paper Rings on every subway that I was getting on. Like,
as you should.
I was standing. So great. I was like, Kissy Woods. I was like, you know, it was such a thing. But New York is such. There's New something York about it. And I'm going to call it the real. I think New York City could do 1000% better. We can get rid of all
correct. We can always do better.
The trash, like the
trash,
rid of it.
The trash itself.
If we got rid of all of that, we'd be perfect. not perfect, but like pretty solid.
Yeah. I don't know if perfect exists ever in this world, but like we can strive for excellence. Yes. We can strive for excellence. Yes. Correct.
But yeah, so okay, so it's been a journey.
It's been good. Yeah, it's been a journey. It's like definitely pushed me to be like really creative and step outside of what I normally do. And I think that's really exciting for me because that's, you know, once you step outside of your comfort level, that's where you really start to grow and you really start to understand like, okay, who is it that I want to be? Like, what characteristics do I want to portray and which ones can I leave behind back in my small town?
There's a reason that the majority of movies that you see are in New York City. I was just watching the last, oh, well, you don't like romantic comedies. So no, just kidding. I was watching the last To All the Boys that premiered on Friday and they go to New York City. I sat there and I was like, well, here come the tears. I was like, fuck. I was like, this is so great. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about New York City?
Good one. My favorite thing, I would say, are the people that I've met are very different than anyone I've ever met before. It's like, I don't know. When I went to LA for a little bit, and when I was out there, there was a lot of creative vacation for like a minute. Like it was like a couple times and it ended up being like a span of a month or so. Gotcha. And most of the individuals that I met out there were talented, but they were seeking fame. And the difference that I noticed was in New York, there were talented people, but seeking to have their work be seen and heard, which I think are two very different things. It's like talented people wanting to like showcase what they are and who they are in like such an authentic way. And like all of these individuals I've met are so talented in so many different fields, and they're all so collaborative, and that energy, I just feed off of it. There's something about it that just pushes you.
I'm going to say something that I haven't said yet, and I've been wanting to put it everywhere because I thought about it and I was like, this is one of the best things I have ever thought of on my own. I'm sure it's been said somewhere else, but I love it. And I was like, this is incredible. I was running to the gym one day and I realized like I was kind of looking down, and then I looked forward. Okay. And I was like, okay, weird. And then in my head, I was like, oh my God. Because this was when like I was getting hit with like a lot of negative stuff. And I was like, oh my God, all of these people are running away from something, running away from decisions they've made, running away from decisions they have to make, running away from fear, running away from thoughts, running away from something. And I don't live my life like that. I don't run away from things. I run things.
Towards it.
I was like, oh my God, like I run towards myself. I run towards, you know, the body goals that I want. I run towards growth. I run towards that project. I run towards love and happiness, success, ambition. Like I run towards these things. Like I'm running to a better me. And I'm not like, and that's not saying like, don't live in the present, like absolutely 1000% live in the present. Like it's the best gift that we have, as cheesy as it is. But like, I'm always constantly, you know, pushing forward and not backwards.
Yeah.
And
I 100% agree.
So great. Okay. Least favorite thing.
I think, and this might be like politically charged, but I just think the way that the city itself uses its resources is not in the best interest of the people themselves, if that makes sense. I think it's coming from what I understand, especially now, like with the snow falling out, there's like so many homeless people who really do not have a place to go. And I saw this really cool thing where in Austin, Texas, there was a hotel that never got finished making. And so what they did is they converted it into homeless housing. And now I'm thinking about all of these commercial spaces in New York City that are not being occupied because everyone's in a work from home state. And now a lot of companies are starting to transition to completely remote. This leaves a huge opportunity for us to take advantage of a problem that New York has just like traditionally avoided. And even to go to say, not even avoided, but proactively tried to like dismantle, is that they like removed all the benches in a lot of subway stations. They add those like guardrails in between. And
I saw that. I saw a post and it's crazy. The spiked one blew my mind. The spiked one blew my mind. I was like, you have to go so far out of your way to do that. It
It's
is so
dehumanizing.
unnecessary. Yep.
Yeah, and so they're spending money on this as opposed to spending resources, valuable resources that they could on actually solving the issue. You're treating the symptom, not the issue.
My
And so
sister would be
that's the issue.
obsessed with you. Like, she loves like talking about homeless and like how to fix the situation. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I think about it as we can, us as like normal walk-in citizens, we have the power to do things. However, on a government level, sort of not so much. Like we have a certain amount of power, but we have to admit that like at some point, like we can't.
Yeah, we vote people to vote for us. That's the whole system.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Because you have to think about what they're gonna come at with and what they want. You get the homeless out of streets in jobs, they create no unemployment rates. They create the best, like, fluctuation of income in the United States.
And they're now giving back into the ecosystem. Like they're now funding back into there's no longer this kind of gap between like these people where they're now splitting these resources out. Like they're now fully functioning on their own and can provide so much back to the city if the city provides to them. It's a two-way street. It's a yin and yang. And I think the city doesn't recognize it.
It's not that hard, to be honest. Like it's not that super black. Like it's not very great area. It's pretty black and white. Like it's super easy.
Yeah.
Like, and plenty of people have been speaking about different things. I've seen a couple of those like hotel ideas, which I'm obsessed with. Even if you charge these people $100, but inside that hotel, you have a space and team of people getting these people into jobs, they're going to be making $500 to $600 at least a week. $100 to spend, whatever, is not that much. That gives back to the hotel that they're staying at. It gives back, or wherever, gives back to the economy. And then, like I said, those jobs that they're already in are giving back to the economy.
Absolutely.
So like it's not that hard.
So that's my least favorite thing.
Yes. Okay. So I told Chad that I wanted to talk about this. I've gotten permission to talk about it. Just to put that out there. Because I think it's there's so many things in the community that interests me. I think there's a lot that are great about our community, but I also think there's a lot of things that we have to work on. But so you were cheated on.
Correct.
First of all, give us like the timeline. Like, was this before? Because you said you kind of used New York City a little bit as an exit strategy. Was this before you moved, or was this?
Yeah. Okay. So a few months before, there was like a couple shifts into how it interacted within the context of our relationship. We were monogamous for a very long time, for almost a year. And then it happened, and it happened in kind of a twofold way. One, like the very typical understanding of cheating with like a face-to-face interaction, but there was also this other level of like sending pictures to other people and receiving pictures from other people that happened in the context of a monogamous relationship. And if some people know that my previous relationship before this was 100% polygamous. I was completely open from the very first day we started dating. So this was something very different for me, and definitely was challenging at times, but you have to understand like what is the value of kind of sticking to this monogamous norm that I think our community doesn't really do quite often in terms of relationships. So yeah, it was different there. So then my solution was to open the relationship, thinking that it was more of this, he wants to see other people and I'm okay with seeing other people. I just want to be on the same page. Like I'm all about the equality, like I said, an equal opportunity lover. So if you want to go and do that, I'm okay with that, because I understand the difference between intimate emotional connection and the like physical experiences that people want to experience. I can separate that. I know a lot of people in the community can't, and that is totally okay. Everyone is different and sees love different. And so we opened the relationship and I was okay with everything. So I was like, girl, you make the rules. You tell me like what will work for you, because you've never done an open relationship. So if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it all. If we don't want to talk about it, we're not going to talk about it. You know, you get to define the parameters of what makes you feel comfortable. So he ended up making about 5 or 6 rules, easy ones like don't sleep with an ex, no, no doing it more than 3 times, you wear protection. And so there was these barriers in place. You can't do it with your friends either. So there has to be a separation between like the people you see all the time and that like physical connection, because the lines get blurred. And so he listed all of these rules and I agreed to them. It's pretty easy for me to kind of differentiate the two. And a couple things happened within the month or 2, but while I was struggling with the understanding of why someone would do that within the context of a close relationship, I also wanted to get some sort of like space away from being with them all the time. So when my now roommate asked me to move to New York City, I was like, that's perfect. Like there's some physical distance. We can have some like emotional distance. I can kind of heal that part of me without having to like see him every day and kind of be in the weeds of it.
Yeah.
And so with that move on this part is the part that gets me. On our 1-year anniversary, he comes up to visit. And I am a love sap tree. So like I put out these like little candles. I wrote a bunch of little cute notes everywhere. We got flowers, his favorite chocolate, a SZA album that he loves. I even wrote him a song like, oh, girl, child, should have known. And so he's on his way up and I was like so excited. And
I might cry. I'm just letting you know. So go ahead.
He opened the doors and I remember just like seeing him and I was like, yes, my man is here. I'm so excited. I like jump on him and I give him like the biggest kiss ever. And immediately like I'm one who believes in like the energy in the universe. And I could just tell that something was so incredibly off with him. It like the spark that like I felt when I kissed him for the first time was not there. The person that I was kissed, like I just felt like I didn't know him. And I remember just being like, are you okay? Like, I know we've had some like rocky moments and like me moving to New York was not ideal for you, but it was something that I needed and I needed to prioritize myself. And so we went out and had drinks and dinner and came back and he was just like a little off the entire night. And so when we finally got home, I was like, girl, like what is happening with you? Like, I don't understand what's going on in your world right now. Like, I'm trying to be here. I'm trying to connect. Like, this is our 1 year. I planned such a special day. I just want to like be real. And he broke down crying and told me that he broke the rules that he set forth for the open relationship. And I remember just sitting there and being like, shit, being open wasn't the solution.
So just to clarify, so he had done the photo stuff while you were still monogamous.
Monogamous, yes.
And then when you opened the relationship, he didn't cheat until you got to until the rules were set, and then he cheated in the polygamous.
Well, he did it in the monogamous relationship too,
as well.
Yeah, but in the open relationship, he just broke the rules that he set forth, sleeping with someone who was very much on my no list for him, based off of the rules that he set forth.
So then you're talking about this so weird. Like, and I don't mean like in that in a disrespectful way. I'm about to tell you why, but I have thought about this for so long, and like, not you specifically, but like open relationships.
Yeah.
Like that. Is that not cheating? Like, if you set rules.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi cut out for a second.
No, you're good. You're fine. I was gonna wait. If you set rules and you break those rules, that would be cheating in an open relationship, would it not?
Yes, correct. That's at least, and that's up for interpretation. But for me, the idea of cheating is like you are doing something against your partner that you like know is wrong and that breaks the rules and the boundaries that you've set forth. And that was the biggest lesson.
I don't see that any other way. Like, if you set rules and you break them, that's cheating.
That's cheating.
And
yes.
by the way, that's cheating in any sense. If you set rules for yourself in life and you break them, you cheat on yourself. Like,
you're cheating on that. Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, and I say that loosely. I personally believe that's cheating. I know there might be people who think otherwise, but for me, it's like when you come to an agreement, because that's what a relationship is. It's an agreement between two people, you know? Yeah. And so if you're going to go against them, To me, that's cheating. And what I realized in that moment was that it wasn't the people, like it wasn't those physical interactions he was chasing. I think he more was turned on by the taboo of doing something he shouldn't have done. And I think that for him was what he wanted. And so I had to separate myself and be like, listen, I'm not a lesson for you to learn. I'm not here to sit there to like be this like play toy. And even if that's not the case, I'm not going to stick around and find out, because I know my value, I know my worth, and I know I can find someone who can see all of that.
That, like, I wish you could feel my heart right now. It is doing things that I don't like. Like, it is like so hurt right now. Like, I'm just like, it destroys me that like,
please don't be. I think it's a lesson opportunity.
No, I mean, for sure.
Everyone.
Like, no, I'm all for self growth, and like things, like some things are, and like bad things are inevitable to happen, and you grow from it. You learn from it, and it's like a great lesson. Sometimes it's really, really fucking difficult, and sometimes a singular thing can be the worst thing.
Yeah.
There's just like. It is so hard for me to talk about this stuff because people get angry. And everybody has a difference in opinion. That's okay.
Yeah.
But for me, there are just some things that are written in the book that just, there's no change in that. Like, for example, like cheating for me is not a spectrum. There's literally like, by book, you can tell me what cheating is. Like it's not that hard. Like cheating is cheating. And like, I can't work around that. And I asked, actually, I might as well just start talking about this on this podcast. I asked on my Instagram and my Twitter, or my Instagram and my Snapchat, I was like, has anyone ever been in an open relationship? Would you ever be in an open relationship? The responses were very interesting to me.
Okay, what were they?
I'm going to pull them up. But would you ever be in an open relationship? 28% said yes, 72% said no. Which that alone, I was like, 28% is a lot of people that would say yes. People don't like when I say this because it is very selfish, and I do recognize that. I think open relationships are out of control. I think open relationships, there are so many in the gay community. And I understand that it is very subjective in the fact that I'm in a city area, and it just so happens to be that I am surrounded by people that are probably, like in, and not probably, they are in open relationships. I told this story the other day. I was walking down the street, saw a cute guy, and I actually was like really happy. I do that stuff. Like I had dating apps, whatever. I probably will still get back on them eventually, but like, I'm not on them right now. I would rather have like that cute, like, love story or whatever, like where I'm out and I like whatever, walking on the street, saw this guy, we kind of looked at each other, walked past each other, then we looked back, saw each other, waved, came back, I gave him my phone number, or I gave him my phone to put his phone number in. Halfway through, it broke my heart that I even had to think of, are you single? Because he was putting his phone number in my phone, and I was like, are you single? And he was like, no, but we're into it. Broke my heart. And like, I'm all for fun. Like, again, like, I'm not slut shaming. Like, if you want to do it, you do it. Like, I'm not going to be judgmental of anybody. I want to make that very clear. But open relationships to me are so disheartening. And I know for the people who don't want that, they're disheartening to look at, because they feel like there are less people in the world. There are, people who are sleeping with those people who are in open relationships. And I'm not saying like anything's like derogatory. Like, you have I don't even know, like a demon ass, like if you sleep with someone in an open relationship. I'm not saying that. But they break my heart. It destroys my heart because like, I do want a monogamous relationship. I've never been in a relationship. It is hardy. It is, to me, it's another boundary. There are it's another obstacle, excuse me. There are so many other things, like already being gay is hard enough. And and our pool is so small. And for then to like not find somebody in an open relationship, that goes down. For not finding someone who's already taken, that goes down. So like,
I think those are one and the same. So for me, I think
Yeah,
I had
please, because
an
I want to talk about
experience.
this with somebody else because I need, well, especially somebody who's been in one like that. When you said that, like, to be honest, like, I mean, I don't think I look at anyone and I'm like, they're the open relationship type, but I like looked at you and I was like, yeah, I mean, definitely not. But like,
So I think two things I'll say
yes,
here.
please.
One, I think open relationships require two people who are incredible at communicating, who are incredible at prioritizing, and who are so incredibly open in the ways that they love, express, and exist. And I think if you have someone fully evolved into all three of those, you can make a beautiful relationship that doesn't negate another relationship because it's monogamous. So like for me, I was in a polyamorous polygamy relationship that was open with sexual freedom, emotional security, as well as knowing that no matter like what happened in the mix, I was always going to be put first, and at any point I could be like, no, not him,
When you
no,
say a
don't do that.
polyamorous relationship, there's
I meant
more,
polygamous.
are polygamy? Okay, so you weren't in a relationship with two people, or were you?
No, I mean, so like no, and
Okay.
there was more dynamicism to it in a way that there were like people like there was, it depends on the rules, I guess is the better way, because there was levels of relationships that I had with people, so like friends with benefits essentially within the mix of a relationship with this person. So like we would hook up with the same people multiple times, so like over that will build a relationship, but I never felt like it was an emotional like burden on my current relationship. And if there ever came a time where that was the case, you pull back because you know your priorities, you know, and you communicate every step of the way. Like with that partner, we talked about everything. And I mean everything. We talked about it before, after, we connected on how we felt about it. And that for me was everything. Like that's what I needed to be in that kind of context.
That would kill me. Because I've thought about it, because in open relationships, again, like there's a lot of different layers to different things. But like for me,
Mhm.
obviously, and I think actually for everyone in open relationships, there's one or the other.
Yeah.
I feel like you have an open relationship where you either have a don't ask, don't tell policy,
Mhm.
or you have an open relationship where it is you have to tell me everything.
It's not have to, but you should want
Or you
to.
should, yes. Um,
Have you ever heard of compersion?
it would kill. No. What is that?
Compersion is the understanding of being happy for someone else's pleasure, regardless of your own thoughts, intents, or pleasure yourself. So it's very common in open relationships. It's, for example, my partner, after I told him about this interaction, he was actually happy for me that I was able to have that experience because he knew that one, it pleasured me, one, I felt happier about it after. And at the end, I felt closer to him because we then debriefed about it in its entirety. Compersion's a very large element into open relationships. And that's part of the dynamic of how it works for some couples. It's not necessarily the fact that they are the ones to give the pleasure or they are the ones to have that experience, but they feel compassion and love and are so like overjoyed that their partner was able to experience that, even if they weren't there to do it.
Is jealousy ever an emotion you feel?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I
Like
didn't,
in those relationships?
I think so. It's tough because I definitely got a sense of jealousy in one certain situation, and I asked him to pull back, and he did, and that was the end of that.
Yeah.
But for me, I was never jealous because I think, and I'm not saying all jealous people have this, but I 1000% know myself to its full, my full entirety. I know my value. I know what I have to offer. The issue here is, does my partner, you know? And so if someone doesn't recognize that and someone doesn't realize that, like to me, it's their loss. And that might sound like a little silly or like selfish or self-aware, but I think that is the way to like overcome this jealous aspect, is understanding that you are in fact that bitch. There is going to be someone out there who sees you for who you are, who loves you for who you are, and who is so freaking excited to be with you. So if someone that I'm with is acting up and can't see that, boy, bye. And there's no need to be jealous in those instances because like you should always know your own value and your own worth. You can't expect your partner to be your happiness. You have to be that for you. You have to be your love. You have to be your happiness, your compassion, and your partner is just that added bonus.
Which I said that in a different podcast. But I just love the thought of it. If anybody doesn't know what a relationship is, here you go. Here's your daily dose of what a relationship is. A relationship is not shut the fuck up about this. I'm a half. They're coming in. They're completing my whole. Shut the fuck up about. Oh God, I always have another example, but I forgot. A relationship is two independent people,
fully developed independent people,
% of themselves that come together as hopefully the best team you can form.
A unit, absolutely. And I always say that a unit
to enhance and progress the other person,
grow and evolve. Yes,
dreams, ambitions,
correct.
Emotionally, physically, like it is not none of this. He completes me. No, he doesn't.
That's called codependency. Amen. That is codependency, and that is toxic. That because when they leave, if that person if you no longer serve that person's purpose and they leave, you are now felt half. You are felt like less than ever, and probably you're felt quartered. Honestly, you'll probably feel 25% of the person you did because you put so much of yourself and so much of your weight into someone else, and that is never going to be a place where you grow from. You're going to stay stagnant or even deter yourself from like continuing on that path.
Is being clingy okay?
Huh?
Is being clingy okay? Not in a codependency way, because I want a relationship, but like I feel like I can be a very clingy, like I just like I'm such a romantic. Like I am the epitome. I'm the walking Hallmark Christmas movie. Like that's what I want. And I feel like maybe sometimes it can be clingy. But like I do my own things, and like I'm a very independent person. But yeah, like it's not I don't want to suffocate said person, but I do be around that person a lot because if they make me feel happy, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, but I think that's where the line of codependency gets super, super, super blurry. It's like when something makes you feel good, your immediate instinct and reaction is to cling onto it and grab it as much and surround yourself with it in its entirety. And once you get kind of addicted onto that, then after a while you're like, oh no, I'm just romantic. It's not codependency. Like I'm fine. And I think there's so many spaces within that kind of gray area where you start to realize that you're losing pieces of yourself. And I think I experienced that in one of my relationships where we were each other's best friends. And that was so beautiful. I think I was at 100% myself and he was only at maybe like 75%. And so there was this need for me to be his happiness, but I never felt that like force to kind of depend on him in all of those aspects. I thought we were coming together as two individuals and I just thought he was like this romantic. But the clinginess kind of over time really changed that dynamic. And he stopped doing things that he liked to do because like, why work on this project that he's really passionate about when he can come over and cuddle and watch Netflix because that's romantic.
Yeah.
And so he stopped doing things for himself because he was prioritizing our relationship. And as beautiful as that is, it's when you stop doing things for you, when you stop following your passions, you start to lose yourself along the way. And I think that's where the line gets a little tricky for me.
Yeah. What's your, you would have thought that would have been you, not me. What's your favorite thing to do for yourself?
For myself, like a self-care moment?
Yes. Like physical. What? The gym,
hands down. It is my like meditation space. It is my space away from all technology. So like I leave my computer and all of my work problems, like everything that I'm mulling on, I get to sit with without having to take any action right away. So my brain's allowed to process things. I don't owe anyone that time except for myself. I don't have to respond to anyone. I don't have to do anything.
Amen.
And I just get to spend that moment just doing something for myself that I know when I walk out of those doors, I'm going to feel better about myself.
That's why I linger at boys. I'm a smart ass person. Don't get me wrong. I'm a smart ass person, but I linger at boys in the gym because I try to drop my IQ at the gym just so, and by drop, I probably shouldn't say drop IQ. There's a difference between dropping your IQ and emptying your brain. At the gym, I empty my brain so I don't have to think about anything except for myself, what I'm doing in the gym, feeling confident, feeling sexy, and what feeling myself with the
Absolutely.
music, singing. The best people sing and dance at the gym. Prove me wrong.
Oh my God. I always, you can
Nobody,
ask my
I
roommate.
don't see
I'm
anybody
always
else doing
grooving.
that. I walked up to
Yeah.
one guy who I saw bopping his head, and I was like, "Let me just ask." I was like, "Are you gay?" So aggressive that he was like, "I'm married." Like, looked me up and down. He was so disrespectful. I was like, "Back the fuck up. Take your negative energy."
At the gym,
Yeah, and I was like, "Take your toxic masculinity
you got
and
to do the grinder
use it in
pre-check.
your bedroom." Here's the issue: is because I do, but I also like so many people that I have talked to like don't have it, which
Okay.
low key love.
Yeah.
But like, and no shade on grind. I have grinder or whatever.
Yeah.
But like no shade on grinder, but like I something about that. So like, and yeah, but also I love that every time I go up, by the way, I mean, you have to, every time you go up
Yeah.
to someone, your first question has to be, are you gay? And then are you single?
Yeah.
Um,
So I actually have an experience, very, very on brand for this. So, and this was the first time I've ever approached someone at the gym ever. The gym is a time for me, but I decided to go to a different gym. I have like the all access pass. So I
yes.
went to one in Manhattan that is like a typically very gay central area.
Oh God.
And I was working out, feeling myself, dancing it out a bit. And I was on my way out to leave and I was done with my workout. And all of a sudden, I'm walking in as this gorgeous dancer walks out.
It's
And
so
like, he's
annoying.
like, beautiful. And I literally stopped and just like turned around and was like, whoa, I'm not done working out. So he goes over to the stretch area where like he's getting loose. And I was like, okay, abs done. I'll go over here. I'll work it out a little bit. So I'm working out in
You
this
went
the
full
mirror.
on. I would have just walked up to this man and would have been like, are you gay? Like,
No, I needed to case it. I needed to like build it up a little bit.
oh
So
my
I'm
God.
dancing. You have to like work it out a little bit. You have to like feel it out. And so he was stretching. And when I say this man was limber, I was like, could touch his toes, was doing like handstands, was really like breaking it out, these like
Sick.
booty pop dances. And I was like, done, like say less. So I went into the locker room and I was like, okay, like what do I do? Do I write my like phone number down? Like how do I go about this? And I was like, literally my heart was in my throat. I was like choking. I didn't know what to do. And he walks in as I'm like geeking
So
out about
embarrassing.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wash my hands. Like he'll like come over to wash his hands. Like we can just like have a little moment. So I'm washing my hands up and he comes out right next to me and I like signal to take the headphones off because you know, like everyone's got their headphones in. So I was like, he's like, what's up? And I was like, you're beautiful. Like you are just drop dead gorgeous. And I just like had to tell you. And he was like, oh, give me the like 1-2 up and down. And he's like, you're really cute. And I was like, okay, are you single? Question mark. And he was like, yeah, very single at the moment. And I was
All
like,
the time.
perfect.
I
Perfect.
I,
And
I can never tell if it's a bad thing to say, but every time someone says, "Are you single?" I go, "Very."
very single. Yeah, like super duper
It
single.
hurts. It
And
does.
but going back to that question
Yeah.
when you were like, you have to ask if someone's single, I was like, absolutely, you have to ask because you have to know what kind of dynamic it is. And I don't fault people in open relationships for that because I think if you're open about it up
If
front and if you ask that, beautiful. You're
there's
not wasting
nothing
anyone's
worse,
time.
yes, agreed. There is nothing worse than not saying something.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you have to, you don't owe anybody anything, but when it comes to communication, being honest is something that people should feel like they owe
It's going to be
someone
way better. Yeah.
because
For
you can
both
get
parties
that out of the
involved.
way. Because if that
Yeah.
person in my scenario had been like just
Like
given the number
was
and I
like, you're
walked
beautiful,
away
but I'm
and
in
he
a
didn't
closed.
say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, especially because then in my mind, somewhere down the line, if he had kept going and never said I'm in an open relationship, at some point it probably would have come up and I would have felt like I was helping him cheat.
Mm.
And it would have been like that. So, like, even if you're in an open relationship, like, again, no judgments, like, if you're in an open relationship or whatever, tell people,
Just communicate.
just
Yeah.
say
Just
it.
be honest. And it's so much
Say it.
easier to be like, hey, I find you really attractive. I'm just, this is where I'm at. This is the situation that I have. If that is something you can like work with and
Yes.
play with, then great. If not, like most
Also,
oftentimes I was like,
yeah, same thing with
if not,
self-love. If you're in a zone where
yeah,
you don't want to date, don't take their phone number, be honest with
yeah,
them, or like
yeah,
take it and be like, let's be friends if that's something you're open to. If not, like
yeah,
again, just like communicate. I want to do a whole podcast on communication on itself because I have a lot of
absolutely.
good like things to say about it and tips and things like that. But
Yeah.
like just say it. It's not that hard. So what so you told him he was beautiful, gave you the one
Yeah.
tip.
So I was like, you're beautiful. Are you single? Like, I would love to take you out sometime. And he was like, yeah, I'm really single. And I was like, perfect. I'm shaking when I give him my phone. And I don't get nervous at boys, like
He said,
pretty much
Hallmark
ever.
relationship who?
Yeah. And so I was just like shaking when I gave him my phone and I was so nervous. But I remember I got his number. I immediately left. I FaceTimed my best friend. I was like, just ask this boy out. And it was like a movie moment for me.
So
But
here's
yes.
the follow-up. What has happened since?
Oh,
It's
not
always
this.
for me, it's
So
always sad as fuck.
Yeah, we went on a date about a month after because that was like 2 days before Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So we both went back to, he's actually also from
Nice.
Massachusetts.
Crazy.
So we both went back to Massachusetts. He ended up, I only spent like 4 days there, but he ended up spending like a month there. We came back, met up, when I met up with him, I opened the door and he was in a robe, like just a robe. And I was like, I thought we were gonna get dinner.
Red flag number one.
Huh?
Red flag number one.
Red. He was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like I've been running late. Like why don't you just like come in, sit down, and I'm just gonna get changed real quick." And I was like, "Okay." So I'm totally down for like this man was beautiful. I was truly down for whatever the scene was, but I was like, we're gonna get margaritas and chips and guac. So I was really looking forward to the chips and guac.
Guacamole fan.
We love a guacamole moment. Absolutely. So we went on this date.
I'll with you. You can get the guacamole. I'll get the cheese and we'll be good. Or
the queso moment.
The queso or
salsa.
Yes, but what's that other dip that people eat? Oh, my grandpa
Pico de gallo.
No. Oh God. It's green.
Salsa verde.
No, I have to look it up. Go ahead.
It's either guacamole or salsa verde, baby.
No. Go ahead. Good. Just finish this because I want to hear this. This is so funny.
So we go out on this date. We have 2.5 pitchers of margaritas, like big pitchers. We were feeling silly and goofy, and it was really fun. We get back to his place. We're playing music, sharing our recommendations, which, by the way, sharing music is my love language. So whenever a boy does that, I'm like, wow. Sold. And he's a dancer. So he's like dancing it up and we're being cute and we start kissing. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and he was like, you are such a good kisser. And I was like, thank you. Oh my God. And he was like,
one of the
best. Yeah. You're like, mm-hmm. And so things were like starting to like heat up and I was like, okay, like let's roll with it. We move it to the bed and it just like flatlined on the bed. Like the second like he laid down, it was just like he was like a stiff board, didn't move. And I was like, are you okay? And then he just like looked at me. He was like, are you feeling this right now? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe we like rushed this or something. And I was like, okay. Like I was cool with just like dancing and margaritas. Door in a robe. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm cool with just margaritas. Like I wasn't anticipating this like whatever this was. And then he had the audacity to be like, maybe when the world opens up, we can be party friends. And I looked at him and I was like, probably not.
Okay, I'm no offense to these people, but they're a huge issue in our community. There's nothing. Sorry, I'm trying to find whatever it's called. There is nothing in this community that I despise more than circuit queens. They destroy a reputation. I'm sorry about it. Like
they definitely can perpetuate a moment. But I will say I've met some incredible queens,
I'm sure.
I think if you take
I'm trying not to generalize. I'm trying not to generalize anybody, of course.
As well. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of creativity that happens in the circuit world in a way that feels very like campy that I think is like really fun and silly. And I think there's a lot of things that get lost in translation outside looking in. So I actually went to my first circuit party during Atlanta Pride. And let me tell you, when I felt love, like when I felt nothing but love from those 3 days of being there, that was truly a moment for me of being like, wow. Like, and I remember having kind of like a similar connotation of being like, oh, like circuit queens are superficial. They're focused only on like one thing. And that's all that is. And when I got there and I danced till 4 a.m. with complete strangers who then became like my girls for the weekend. Like, and some of them I've never seen again. And some of them I Snapchat all the time. And I think for me, it was, I'm in love with music. Like truly the perfect night for me is just dancing till 4 a.m. Like every night.
Never not
perfect.
a song in my head. Like there's always a song in my head. Even
I'm
when
the human jukebox.
Exactly. The moment we said Sabrina Carpenter, there's been Sabrina, like her whole album the rest of the time
in the backdrop. Yes, absolutely. And so I think that part of that community is actually really beautiful. I think there's beauty if you can look into it, but I do understand that there's a lot of negative sentiment around the types of people.
I won't generalize, and we've been talking for a pretty long time already, and it's a whole other topic that we could get into, but and really fast, why do an open relationship, and do you think it's more complicated?
Why do it? Like, what are the benefits of doing it?
Yeah.
So I think one of them is I felt like I knew more about my partner in an open relationship because we were so honest about everything. There was never something that was off the table. So if I was uncomfortable with anything that was going on in my like school world or friends world or even mental world, like everything was always on the topic or was on the table to talk about. And for me, that openness and that kind of like communication barrier that typically exists that wasn't there, like that was beautiful for me in the open relationship. I felt open in a lot of other aspects in my life. And I think it translated way beyond just the need for a physical experience. Secondly is I think, so he was in California and I was in Massachusetts, very different playing fields. I received so much love from him while I was while we were separated, and I was still able to like have my like physical, when you think of like Maslow hierarchy of needs. Yeah. When you think about like those physical needs, which are your like innate first gut reactions, like being able to have that, but also still getting into all the other layers and having all of those needs met while still being able to like create a relationship with someone who like wasn't there all the time, I thought was beautiful. So I think if you want both of those things, like I think instead of cutting someone off because they're not here, they're in a different part of their journey than you are, I think can be detrimental. If you truly love someone and you want to make it work, there are ways to make it work. And I think that's something people need to understand, is there are different avenues to it. It just relies on how open you are and the boundaries you set and just being super transparent about it.
Yeah. Would you ever be in a monogamous relationship?
Yeah. I would definitely be in a monogamous. I'm open. Like I said, equal opportunity, monogamy, polygamy, all of it, none of it. Is the
goal in love to get married?
Huh?
Is the goal in love to get married?
A goal in life? No, it's not a goal in life. I think it would be beautiful.
Yeah.
I think my goals in life are like sustained happiness, continual evolution, sharing love with someone. If I meet someone who never wants to get married, I think, to me, marriage is just a title. I think I can have a relationship with someone that is eternal without a certificate to say that it's eternal. Right. I think the vows you make to someone doesn't have to be like officiated by the government to be like real. I want to spend the rest of my life with someone one day. Yes, definitely. Do I think like marriage is like the sole way of going about that? No, I think there's a lot of I think there are different opportunities for that, but yeah.
I love that so much. I think there's so much negativity and hate in the world. And if we were just more open and more honest and communicated better and in a way there's a better way to say this. I don't love saying this, but like agreeing to disagree and leaving it at that, like it would be so much better. Like it'd be so much in a better place. Like we all have different opinions. We have to believe in that. Listen, if you're a Republican and you're gay, that's on you. Like, cool, great. Love that for you. Love that life for you. Um, I do think like, you know, differing opinions, like that's cool. Once you get down to the basis of, I don't know why I'm going on this rant, but if you go on the basis of morals, you're
You're
screwed up.
allowed to disagree. Yeah. I saw this beautiful thing. It was like, you can, and this was like a meme, not a meme, an infographic that was going around. It was like, we can have a difference of opinions on things that are like surface level, but, and so the example was like, we can agree to disagree. And someone was like, yeah, on pizza toppings, but not racism.
I
You know,
saw
like,
that too. Yeah, you can't.
yeah,
When
on
it comes
issues
to
where it comes into morals and
people,
ethics.
when it comes to people, like the physicality of people and what they look like and who
Yeah.
they love, or like their culture, you can't touch it. That's who
Yeah.
they are. That's just
Yeah.
that's how they're made.
Yeah.
Um,
And that should be
that
loved and
yes,
appreciated and
amen.
valued. And
If
like,
you
if you have a
wanna,
different
if
opinion,
you
you are
want to say
wrong.
fuck you about broccoli on pizza, I'll say fuck you on broccoli on
Do
pizza
it.
all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Some
day.
people like pineapple on pizza.
Bitch,
I think
broccoli
they're
does not.
sociopaths.
Pineapple on pizza is one of the best things you can have on pizza. Hawaiian pizza is
Okay.
incredible.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Oh
We're going to end it there.
My ideal night's just like having a pineapple pizza and watching
Ah!
comedy. And he's like, yeah, maybe not.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Margs and horror movies, like please.
Yes. And
That
guacamole.
is incredible. That's so funny. Well, we've talked, I'm sure, plenty enough. That was a really exciting. I have
Yeah, I had a
one
great
more-
time.
Yeah, me too. I have one more question for you that I like to ask people before they
Yeah.
go. Are we dating?
Huh?
Are we dating?
Are we dating?
Are we dating?
I don't know. Are we dating?
I don't know. You tell me. That's why I'm asking. I'm okay with it. Are we dating? I don't fucking know.
It was like that meme. Are we about to kiss right now?
Are we gonna?
Are we gonna kiss right now?
Those TikToks are so fun. TikTok is a wild game. Oh, speaking of, I will put all of Chad's social shit. I'm gonna call it that from now on. All of Chad's
social shit.
In the description. And yeah, go check him out. He's
show some love.
Not only beautiful, but also so fucking creative. I don't know where you put it. You put it somewhere, but something about your 80s vibe. But I love it. Like anything.
I love that. That's where the bandana comes into play. Yes.
I don't know if you got enough love on it, but that fucking lightning photo was fucking insane. It was incredible.
Thank you. That was like one of my favorite ones. I actually got a tattoo because of that.
What? No way. How many do you have any more? Just that one?
Yep. I have one. I have one here. I have one here, and then I have one that can't be seen on camera.
Oh, exciting.
Sorry, Mom.
That I have a mistletoe right above my deck. No, but could you imagine? So funny. But yeah, his social shit will be in the description, and I'm gonna go figure out if we're dating. But I love you all. This has been fun, and it's also been deeper conversations with me, your host Matthew Silvers, and our guest Chad Remy. Come through, y'all, and you guys have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are.